Now, young people in London are moving into unused commercial properties to act as guardians, all in return for cheap rent. They're being driven to extremes because the British capital is now the world's second most expensive city to rent in. Even the mayor of London's basic salary wouldn't be nearly enough to live in certain parts of the city. Prices have been increasing steadily for the past 5 years, considerably faster than inflation. So workers are looking for alternatives, as RT's Polly Boyker found out when she visited one gym that now is a bunch of flats.
Oodles of space in the centre of the capital for a fraction of the average London rent.
Hi there. Hi. Thank you.
So, this is our kitchen area.
Property guardians are taking up residence in commercial buildings to keep them squatter-free.
Do people get surprised walking past and seeing you guys in here?
Sometimes, if we're in our pyjamas, they get a bit of a shock because they're expecting it to be an office or a studio, and they see us cooking eggs and bacon in the morning.
Edward says in his line of work, paying £450 a month is a godsend.
The main reason for me is the price of the rent. I'm a freelance theatre director, so work is irregular and not always incredibly well paid. So it's very difficult for me to afford rent in London.
Property guardianship started mushrooming after a change in the law.
The government decided to criminalise squatting in residential property, but they left out squatting in commercial property. So commercial property owners are, not surprisingly, very concerned that this will effectively deflect squatters into their buildings. They want to find ways of protecting against that, hence this idea of a whole business based around commercial property guardians.
And with no shortage of Londoners willing to live in warehouses, offices and disused churches, the applications are streaming in.
We have trainee doctors, we have trainee lawyers, accountants, nurses, people that work for the BBC, people who work for Google. They're all young professionals in good jobs who are just climbing the ladder, who don't want to spend 80% of their monthly salary on rent, as living in London is very, very expensive.
The only snag, tenants have to be ready to move with just 2 weeks' notice. And there's no pets, no children, no smoking, and crucially...
You're not allowed to have parties, which is a shame when you live in such an amazing building. Your job is to look after the building and make sure it stays safe and make sure that you don't get complaints from the neighbours.
Well, this was once a dance studio. You can see it's got mirrors going right across the room, but it's now used as a lounge area by the Guardians. And over through this purple lit corridor, you have what used to be the gym's changing room. So with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shower cubicles for the Guardians to choose from and 3 toilets, it certainly doesn't feel like a residential property.
Yeah, I have to go up and down 4 flights of stairs to get to the showers, but it gets my heart beating in the morning and a bit of exercise, so that's fine. For now, I see myself living as a guardian for a long time. I'm very happy. I'm living with a large group of 10 of my best friends, and I've got affordable rent, and I'm living in the centre of London. So for me, it's the dream at the moment.
And despite the quirks, it's a dream that many more Londoners are eager to tap into. Polly Boyko, RT, London.